Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this week's video. If you saw by the title or the intro, this week we're gonna do a kind of realistic reading week in my life. We're gonna see how much I read behind the scenes. This is more of like how I read as a mood reader rather than what I read for videos and stuff, because I don't have any videos I'm filming between this video, so I don't have anything else to read other than what I'm gonna be mood reading. I do have videos to edit and like work that I have to do, but like nothing reading wise. So I'm very excited to see how much I read between all these days. I think I'm gonna do not 7 days, not like a full week. I'm gonna do 5 days, like a business week. And I know business weeks are usually Monday to Friday, but it's Friday right now. So we're gonna do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's technically 3 weekdays because we have Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then Saturday, Sunday, and the weekend. So we're gonna see how much I read during the week, over the weekend. I think over the weekend I'm gonna be reading less than I do during the week. So I'm excited to see like how that turns out like after this video is over. This morning, again, it is Friday. I started Children of Fallen Gods. This is part of the War of Lost Hearts trilogy by Carissa Broadbent. The first one is Daughter of No Worlds, which I absolutely loved. I gave like 4.5 stars. If you haven't heard of that book or this trilogy, it's basically about Tisana, who was sold into slavery and then she bought her way out, and then when she did that she went to the orders, which at like where the orders are, it's basically a place with magic wielders, and you have to kind of go through an apprenticeship and you have to like go through kind of like not trials, but like you have to prove yourself a little bit to the people there. So she's put under Max's apprenticeship and he's kind of like doesn't want to do it at first, but like along the months he ends up helping her out, and then she goes through that. They have a little connection going on, and then the book just takes a wild turn. I absolutely loved it. I love Carissa Broadbent's writing so much. If you haven't read anything by her, even if you're not into fantasy, her writing is just so easy to understand and just so fun to go along. So I did start this morning. I also am doing a really good job of sticking to my TBR this month. I'm very proud of myself there. But I read only 30 pages this morning. I got my nails done. Do you like them? I'm cleaning my sheets over here. That's why there's nothing on my bed right now. I went to Staten Island, which is like the state over, because I had an appointment there. I had a lot to do today. And it's 4-ish right now, almost 4:30. Oh, it is 4:30. So we're just gonna go through my days of all my work and plans and errands and stuff to run and see how much I read. I think Chris is coming over in like an hour. So I have like an hour-ish to read and get back into my book. And then we're going to dinner later. We just have stuff to do over the weekend and then work during the week. So I'm excited to see how much I end up reading. I think between this, I usually never do this. Like once I start a book, I have to finish it before I start another one. So I think though for this one, I'm gonna start Indigo Ridge by Daphne Perry between it, because I did this with her other series, The Serpent Wings of the Night. The second one, I read a different book between that, and it kind of helped out because it's pretty big. And I feel like just reading big books for me will slump me out easily because I feel like I'm not progressing or like getting any progress at all because it's so big in comparison to a shorter book, especially like a romance. It's like a quick little romance. For romances, I'm kind of in the mood for another small town. I just finally finished Powerless by Elsie Silver, part of the Chestnut Spring series, so I'm in this mood. And I think this is small town. There's also a mystery in here. But either way, I'm excited to start this because this has been on my TBR for so long. I've had this book for so long. So yeah, I think between Children of Fallen Gods, I'm gonna be reading this. We shall see how it goes. I think I'm gonna read more of this right now before Chris comes and then start this eventually over the weekend. All of Carissa Broadbent's books are also on Kindle Unlimited, so I downloaded it on here. I'm gonna read because I don't really feel like holding the big book right now. But yeah, let's go read for an hour. Let's see how much I get done. Let's see how much I read this week and this weekend. I'm excited to see how this turns out, of how much I end up actually reading. It'll really show and really tell what I do behind the scenes. Let's go outside. It's a beautiful day. Let's go read. Good morning, everyone. It's now Saturday morning. I've been reading for a bit. I woke up at like 7 a.m. Well, Mochi woke me up at like 7 a.m. So I went to walk her and I came back and I couldn't fall asleep. So I read a bit and then I fell back asleep. And now I'm up again reading. I got to page 82 of the book. I'm on chapter 10. We actually have a new character's point of view in this book and I have no idea who she is. Still trying to figure that out. We've only gotten like 2 chapters in her point of view. So it just started again in her point of view. So I'm excited to see like I literally have no idea who she is. I don't even think they brought her up the last book, unless I just really forgot that. I don't know who she is. So I'm excited to see like how this all connects, or how she connects with like the main people. We also get Max's point of view, because in the first one we only got Tisana's, and Max is like the most perfect character in the world. So I'm so happy we have his point of view now, because I love him. He's like the golden retriever fantasy male character. And then I also have this playlist that I listened to with the first book. It's just says War of Lost Hearts. It's this one. I feel like when I listen to fantasy music, I like the fantasy feel with the book like a lot. Like reading romance books, the music is fun. Mystery, I can never find the right playlist, but fantasy, the music is like the whole vibe of the book. So it's this one, but they included Taylor Swift in it, which I really appreciate. So I'm loving this playlist a lot. That's my little update. Today it's actually raining. I woke up to like the perfect reading weather. I think I'm gonna go grab Starbucks and then lay in bed. My plan today is just to lay in bed as long as I can because I literally woke up the second time I woke up in the most comfortable state ever. Like I went to bed last night with the clean sheets. Like I said, I cleaned my sheets yesterday. Came home from dinner and I put it all on my bed and I went right into bed after my shower to the cleanest sheets ever, and it just, you know that feeling, how nice it is. Speaking of sheets, I have Brooklinen sheets, and if you haven't heard of Brooklinen, they have literally the most amazing like bedding products ever. Brooklinen is a quality sheets company creating high quality home goods to elevate your home. They were founded on the philosophy that people deserve simple, beautiful home essentials at a fair price. I've had a Brooklinen sheet set on my bed for like months and months now, and it seriously is the best, most comfortable sleep of my life. I wake up every morning in like a cloud. I'm not even trying to be like dramatic or exaggerate that. Like it's seriously the most comfortable bedding ever. I just feel like making your home and your room beautiful is like the ultimate form of self-care. You know, like you spend so much time sleeping, you spend a lot of time in your room, and Brooklyn sheets, they don't just like look great, but they feel great too. Like seriously, they're so amazing, and you can mix and match so many different colors and patterns, which I'll talk about in a few seconds. So the sheet set that I have is a luxe hardcore sheet bundle, and instead of buying individual items, you can save 25% by purchasing a hardcore bundle, which includes sheet sets, pillowcases, and then a duvet cover. So this is my bed. These are the pillowcases, and then the sheet set is here. The duvet cover, mine is all white. That's just like the vibe of my room that I wanted, but if you go on the website, you can mix and match over like 20 plus different colors and patterns, and not just for like the duvet cover or whatever. If you're in the sheet set and you're shopping online, you can go to the pillowcases and you can choose different colors, different patterns for that. They have so many different ones. Again, I just chose white just because it went with the vibe of my room, but for like whatever vibe your room is, whatever your personality is, you can show that through like your whole set. So they have different colors and patterns for the pillowcases, and you can also do the sheets have different colors and patterns, and also the duvet cover, so you can mix and match. You can get everything matching like I did, but there's literally so many options that you can choose from on there. It's literally perfect, and it's so cute to like go through there and just kind of see what you're feeling. So right now Brooklinen is having their Memorial Day sale. All products are 20% off through May 31st. It's the perfect time to try out Brooklinen or stock up on your favorites. Seriously, sleeping in these sheets and with these pillowcases and this whole like duvet set that I got going on is literally so comfortable. Highly recommend. The link and all that information will be in the description. Now I think I'm gonna grab some Starbucks and then come right back to bed so we can read some more. I'm really enjoying reading this book on my Kindle rather than holding that big book. I think once I get halfway, I'll probably read some more in the book because holding it will be easier. I don't know. And also when I'm reading on my Kindle, I don't know if this is just me, but when I have like a 600-page book or like a thick book like that, the word I think I was looking for in a previous clip was discouraged. Like I feel so discouraged reading it because I feel like I read so slow. One, because it's fantasy, and two, because the book's pretty big, so like the progress you can't really see. But I'm reading on my Kindle, it just feels like I'm going faster. So that's just all a mind game here. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna go grab some Starbucks and then we shall continue reading. I think today I'm gonna start some of Indigo Ridge too. I want to get like 25% into this one. I'm 13% right now, and then I'll read a bit of Indigo Ridge, I think, which I'm excited for. I want a little bit of a romance between here because there is some romance in here, but it's like the point of the second book, I don't think the romance isn't going to be as big as the first one. That's just how I feel from how this started and what like the stuff that's going on, the events that are happening. Let's go grab some Starbucks and let's read some more. Hi guys, I'm still in bed. Actually, I did leave to go Starbucks. I had to return something at the mall. I think that's all I did. I mean, I made a grilled cheese too. So I did stuff, but I am back in bed and I've been in bed for quite a bit now. But I did reach my goal eventually of getting 25% into this book. I'm on chapter 18 right now, which is about page 150. So I think I'm gonna put this down for a little bit, maybe the rest of the day, and I think I'm gonna start Indigo Ridge. My goal is to get 100 pages in here before I go back into Children of Fallen Gods, but I'm going to Chris's later tonight, so I'm gonna bring my Kindle with me, so I probably will read more of Children of Fallen Gods. But let's see what this is about. Winslow is Quincy, Montana's new chief of police. Her grandfather's the mayor, and according to her pops, all she has to do is earn favor with the Edens. But winning over the town's founding family might have been easier if not for her one-night stand with their oldest son. In her defense, it was her first night in town, and she didn't realize that the rugged and charming man who wooed her in bed was Quincy royalty. That's interesting. Okay. Winslow does her best to avoid Griffin, but when a woman is found dead on Eden property, the two of them have no choice but to cross paths. As clues to the murder lead to one of Quincy's own, Griffin realizes Winslow is more than he gave her credit for. Beautiful and intelligent, she proves hard to resist for him and the killer. Small town, grumpy, murder case, I don't know. I'm gonna read a little bit right now, and then I'm gonna go over to Chris's, so we'll see how much I can get done in a half hour maybe, and then I'll probably read more of Children of Fallen God later tonight. I'll probably update you guys tomorrow, which is Sunday, and we'll read some more. Today has been a very relaxing day. It's still raining. It's like the perfect reading weather. I will be back, I don't know when. Maybe tomorrow, maybe later, probably tomorrow. Hi guys, I got new case covers for my headphones from Amazon. They're like blue silicone and I feel like they look so cute. I love this blue color. And there's like a part that goes up here for the silicone, but I literally can't figure out how to put it on. So I didn't do that. But it's now Sunday. I didn't read a lot yesterday. I ended up reading maybe like 10 pages of Children of Fallen Gods. And I think I've read like 20 pages of Indigo Ridge. But I just started sitting outside to read and I'm on page 62, chapter 5 of Indigo Ridge. I don't know how I feel about it just yet. I think I like that there's a mystery involved in here because I feel like if it was just the romance, I wouldn't love it. But that's just how I feel right now. Like I feel like maybe getting more into it, I would like the romance as it keeps going. But right now I don't love it. I feel like I have to get more into the mystery and the romance together. I'm still early on in the book, only 60 pages. But I do really like that there's a mystery involved. It's very interesting. It's a good mix because I love a good romance and mystery. Those are two fun genres. I'm just gonna read a bit of this today and then a little more of Children of Fallen Gods later. I read like 10 more pages of that and it's good, but I feel like when I read some of her books, I have to like take breaks between, and it doesn't mean that the book is bad. Like I absolutely love her writing. The story's fun. It'll slump me because I read it really slow, and I feel like I said, it just feels like I'm not progressing. So that's all. I'm gonna read a bit more of that later, and I will give more updates. But I'm gonna sit here, try to get through here. I want to get to like 150 of this book today, so that's my goal. Today's more of a relaxing day. It's Sunday. I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna get dinner later. We shall see how much reading I get done. I will come back with further opinions and updates. Goodbye. Okay, it's now Monday. It's around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I woke up pretty early today at like 7 this morning so I can get some editing done and get that out of the way. So I edited a video and then I started editing this one. I'm like out of breath from walking up the stairs. If you hear a basketball, I'm so sorry, but you're gonna have to suffer these few minutes with me because I actually hear this basketball all day long. So it's just, we're now in this together. Last time I think I talked, I was on page maybe like 150 of Children of Fallen Gods, but I ended up reading, I'm still reading it on my Kindle, but here's the book. I'm now on page 230 of this book. I don't know if I'm like loving it a lot. It's definitely different from the first one. It's more, I wouldn't say politics, but more action, I guess you could say. But it's definitely interesting. The storyline has taken a huge turn. We now have 3 point of views, I think I've said, and I'm trying to like connect the dots with all of them. So it's definitely fun and entertaining, but I know if I just read this by itself, it would take me like so long. So I'm happy that I'm reading another book and probably gonna pick up another one after this while reading this. But yeah, it's not bad. It's just like definitely more action packed. And then I was on page, I think, 150 of Indigo Ridge yesterday, and then I got to page 232 of this one today, so I'm definitely over halfway. I don't have too much left, so I want to finish this one today so we could start a new book for my TBR while reading Children of Fallen Gods. But a little update on this one, I don't know if I'm like loving this one either. I like the storyline, like the premise of like the mystery involved with like their relationship. It's kind of interesting, but I don't think I feel their relationship too much. I don't know, it hasn't really developed too much, and they're like already this far into the book. And there definitely are moments with the two of them where I'm like, oh, I love them, I can see this relationship, and then there's moments where it's like you haven't really been a thing for too long. And then mixing in like the little mystery, I don't know. I like the fact that it's the two of them mixed together, but it's just like, I don't know, it's not like hitting for me too hard. Like I don't like connect to the characters, but I definitely love her writing and I like the storyline. It's just I'm not connecting to it, I don't think. But I think I'm gonna finish this one today, see how this one ends. I have some little theories going on in my head, so we'll see if that's correct. But yeah, I read like 10 pages of Children of Fallen Gods this morning when I woke up, and then I've just been reading this all day. I edited, and then I went to the gym, and then I read a bit before I showered and ate lunch, and then I read again while I was eating lunch. Now I'm actually gonna film a few TikToks, and I think I'm gonna make a little Lemon 8 post, and then I have a meeting at 2:30, and then after that I should be free to just read the rest of the day until tonight. I'm gonna see Chris, but within those time frames and little things I have to do, I will be reading, and I hopefully will be finishing. I'm just gonna have to read more, and we shall see how it ends, and then I think once it ends I'll have like a full formed opinion of like the whole thing, because right now I don't know, I feel like their relationship is just not enough, you know? I mean, the mystery is kind of fun, but even that, it's like I want more, and I don't know what more I want, but I just want more. But anyway, I'm gonna go read a bit. I have a little meeting in like 20 minutes and then make some other content, and then we shall be reading for quite a bit. So I will come back once I finish. We'll pick out another book to read between Children of Fallen Gods. I'll probably read more Children of Fallen Gods tonight. Should be really fun. I have like 90 pages left maybe. I will come back once I finish. I will update you guys, and we shall see how the book ends. That will really be telling of how I feel and what rating I'm gonna give it. So I'll be back. Finished Indigo Ridge just now. I had like 20 pages left. Actually, I think I had like 10 pages left, but the epilogue was like, wait, am I exaggerating? I think it was 14 pages. There was an epilogue and a bonus epilogue, and I just am anti-epilogue. I don't like them, and I don't know why. I personally just don't need them. Like, we're wrapped up, we're good. I don't need the babies and the marriage and the kids. I know people like that, but for me, once everything is wrapped up and there's still like 30 pages left of the book, like I'm checked out. Like everything's good for me. I don't need the rest, you know? And that epilogue was just so long, but I have some stuff to say. One thing I do love about small town, especially like these kind of like cowboy vibe small town, is how much a family man that the main guy is, like with his whole family and the ranch and stuff like that. I just think it's so wholesome and so sweet, and I love when the family all get together and they just like do everything for each other. I just love that. I will say that I wish that she introduced the main girl that's going to be in the second one while this book was going on, because she was introduced in the epilogue, and I feel like that kind of didn't really give much into me wanting to read about her. Like I like when they give little crumbs of characters that are in the next book within the book like you're currently reading. Like I love that because I feel like it makes me want to like know more. And then as for their relationship, I think I realized why I wasn't connecting with them. I think because I was waiting for like a problem to come up and like things to go wrong and stuff like that, because I feel like within romances you get in their point of views, plus this is dual point of view, you get in their point of views more like how they're feeling about each other and like really in depth, like questioning what if this doesn't work out, maybe we shouldn't be doing this and all this. But this one, it was more like just flowing really well, and it was really interesting because usually, like I said, there's like always an issue that comes up where like they're questioning if they should do it in their heads. But in this one, there was like nothing. Like they just started out as like a little friends with benefits and just like slowly got into a relationship, and there was no conversation about it. Maybe that's what I was looking for. But yeah, there was no like communication on their relationship. Like it just kind of like went into it, and I was like waiting for them to like be like, what's going on? Should we do this? And there's like a little snippet of that, but like not enough, you know? But I did end up liking them. I still just didn't really connect with them that much. And then the mystery part, I guessed half of it. I knew that's what it was going to be, but the other half of it I didn't guess, which was interesting. But I liked that it was the mystery mixed with the romance. I thought that was just really fun. But yeah, I just didn't connect with it. I did hear that the second one is everyone's favorite, and I have it. It's Juniper Hill, which is his brother and this girl from New York that we met in the epilogue. So I'm excited to read that one. I mean, I did see in the epilogue that she has a kid, so this shall be fun. I also thought it was gonna be more smutty than it was. Like, there was like barely any smut. Like, they talked about it and it was like a little bit of it, but like not as much as I thought. I don't know why I assumed there was gonna be a lot of it. I don't, literally just in my head I don't know why, but yeah, it was barely like anything. And I think just from my expectations, like there wasn't as much as I thought there was gonna be. Like, there was in here, obviously they met by that reason, but which I never really mind if there's smut or not. It was just like I thought there was gonna be a lot of it, and then after reading it, realizing that it just wasn't what I thought. But yeah, I think I would rate it between a 3.75 and a 4. I'll probably rate it on Goodreads as a 4, but my rating is a 3.75. I'm gonna have to think on this, but right now it's a 3.75, but it'll be a 4 on Goodreads. Like, I will definitely give it that extra points to be a 4-star. Now that I'm done with this, I'm gonna pick out a new book tomorrow to read, Between Children of Fallen Gods, and I'm gonna read more of that today or tonight because I'm going to bed now, as you can see. I'll let you guys know what page I get to tomorrow, and we shall see what the next book is. And tomorrow's our last day reading together for this little realistic reading vlog, so we'll see how much I've read in these 5 business days at the end of this. Okay, I'm gonna go read Children of Fallen Gods and go to bed, so I will see you tomorrow. Hi guys, so I ended up reading a little bit of Children of Fallen Gods last night and this morning, but I only got to page 237, and I don't remember what page I was on last time. Just kidding, I'm on page 269, and I was on 237, so I've read like a little bit. I'm reading it so slow. I don't know why. I think the buildup of this book is just really slow to me. Like, nothing crazy to me at least has happened yet, and it's just, I don't really feel like picking it up, which is really disappointing. So this one might take me a little bit to get through, but I definitely want to finish it by the end of the month. My next book that I picked up was One for My Enemy by Olivia, is that how you say it? Olivia Blake. Look at this cover. It's gorgeous. Like, this cover is beautiful. I have to take this off, but like the red with the black and white and the roses and everything about this is so pretty. This is actually kind of like a Romeo and Juliet retelling, but also mixed with witches, like 2 witch families in modern day New York City. Literally so much fun. Okay, so it's the Antonova sisters and their mom, and they have their own little shop in New York, and they are witches in like the witch world of New York City. And then there's also the Fedorov brothers, and they are part of the witch world too, but they have their own little shop in the city, and they are like extreme rivals, and they're kind of like against each other. But then you have a Romeo and Juliet retelling, which I think I'm like low-key getting little hints of where that's gonna go now, because I've gotten 42 pages in, and I'm assuming between one of the sisters and one of the brothers, and like I'm excited to see where this goes and how this ends. It just sounds so interesting, and I've never read a modern day fantasy before, and I think this might be my favorite type of fantasy from what I've read so far. Like, I think it's just so fun. Like, modern day New York City, they're talking about all these places in New York, NYU and all this stuff, but like with witches and stuff. And I love the fact that it's like a Romeo and Juliet type of thing going on. And then the front of the book, you have like the photos of the sisters and the mom, and then the back of the book you have the brothers. There's only 3 of them, and the dad, and like I said, they're rivals, and it's so interesting. So I'm about 40 pages into here. I want to read a bunch of this today, so I think that might be the end of the Children of Fallen Gods journey for this video, at least. I'm definitely gonna read like a few pages as the week goes on and eventually finish it before the end of the month, but I'm gonna read this because I'm very intrigued by this story and everything. So that's what we're reading today. I probably won't finish it for this video because today is the last day of us reading together. Today I woke up and I read some of Children of Fallen Gods, and then I went to the gym, and then I ran some errands. I went to Target and Trader Joe's. I made some TikToks, and then I've read just a little bit, but now I have a little bit of a free period right now for a couple hours before I start editing later. So I'm gonna read a bit. I want to get to page maybe like 100, and then I'll come back and update you guys, and then that'll probably be the end of my realistic reading week. We're gonna read a little bit more. We'll see how it goes. If it gets interesting, I will let you guys know. My nails match the cover. I love that. This is so fun. That's all. I'll update you guys when I get further. Okay, goodbye. it is now Wednesday, so it's time to wrap up what I've read this week, and we're gonna calculate how many pages I read each day. So I wrote it all down in my notes. I just have to like add them up. Friday we read Children of Fallen Gods. This is when I started this book, and I ended up reading 55 pages of this on Friday. There's a lawnmower going on outside. I hope it's not too loud. Saturday I ended up reading 95 pages of this book, and then I also started Indigo Ridge, and on Saturday I only read 12 pages of this book. So in all I read like 107 pages on Saturday, and then on Sunday I read 79 pages of this book, and then I also read 143 pages of Indigo Ridge. So in all I read 222 pages on Sunday, so I feel like that's the most so far. So Sunday was a big reading day. And then on Monday I read 169 pages of Indigo Ridge, and I finished this, so it took me about 3 days to read this book. And then I read 7 pages of Children of Fallen Gods. I didn't read a lot of this. This is where my slump of this book started going. It kind of is a little slow right now. I honestly haven't read a lot since then, but in all I read 176 pages on Monday. And then Tuesday, which was yesterday, I ended up reading 42 pages of Children of Fallen Gods. I've tried to get a little bit more into it, but I realized I shouldn't read this at night because I've been reading this before bed and it's putting me to sleep. So I need to start reading this during the day and not at nighttime unless I want to go to bed, because I've been trying to get through it and nighttime is just not the time to be reading it. But I read 42 pages of this, and that's when I started One for My Enemy, which was yesterday, and I ended up reading 102 pages of this, which I'm surprised. I thought this was going to be a little bit slower for me to read because I read Alone with You Than Ether by Olivia Blake, and her writing in there was a little bit harder to grasp and understand, but this one is definitely like not like that. So if you've read that book, this isn't written the same. This is more like straightforward, but this is really fun and I'm like loving this. So I read 144 pages yesterday. So I read a range of like the same amount of pages every day, but Sunday was the most. I read 222 pages, which is kind of makes sense because Sundays I don't really do much. Like Sundays is my just off days. Like I'm reading, I'm relaxing, and I got a lot of reading done. But it's interesting to see how much I read between all of these days. And now you guys see behind the scenes of what I do and how much I've read. Obviously it differs week to week. You know, if I'm binging a book, I'll read more. If I'm in a slump, I don't read a lot. There's some days that I go where I just don't read at all and I just like do other things. I have work, or I'm relaxing, or I just take a break. Like it differs every day and every week, and it's always different, but it was interesting to see how much it was this week that just passed. I want to thank you guys so much for coming along this week with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it was a little bit interesting. I don't know, it's just kind of like a reading vlog, but you also kind of saw how many pages I was reading, because usually I just read the books in the videos and I don't really say how long it takes me to read the books, because I feel like in a lot of reading vlogs I'll read a book and then like it looks like I finish it the next day, so it looks like I'm reading really fast. But personally it takes me like a few days to finish a book if I'm really into it, but like Children of Fallen Gods, it could take me a week to finish a book. But like within usually reading vlogs, it looks like I'm finishing all my books so fast, but I'm not really that fast of a reader. It takes me a long time to read. I'm a slower reader. But yeah, I usually never say what pages I'm on or like giving you updates of how much I've read that day. I kind of just read the books and give opinions. So it was very interesting to give like numbers with this. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. And yeah, that's all from me from this week's video. And again, don't forget to check out Brooklinen. The link is in the description. And again, the Memorial Day sale, the whole site is 20% off all through May 31st. So again, that is in the description. I hope you guys have a beautiful, wonderful day, a beautiful, wonderful week. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you hopefully in the next one. Goodbye.